Nobody told you life was supposed to be hard. Nobody sat you down and said, stay quiet, don't ask for too much, just survive. It's okay to struggle. Or maybe they did. Either way, you still watched it happen every day. And as a child, your body was learning how to live. The way you move through life right now, a lot of it was taught to you before you even knew you were being taught. Most people try to change their life by how they think. So like new mindset, new affirmations, new goals. And that's okay. But the real patterns are not just in your thoughts. They're in your body too. In the way you go quiet when you should speak up. And in the way that having nothing feels normal and having more that feels wrong. And you just cannot think your way out of something your body literally learned to live inside of. So today I'm going to talk about how what you grew up around got stored in your body, how it's still showing up in your everyday life, and how to start seeing it clearly so that you could do something about it. And let me tell you, this is not, I'm living this, okay? This ain't from a book. This is like living proof. Like as I learn and go through these things, I'm going to always like feed them back to you, okay? Like my lived experience will be your blueprint, will be your book. It will be your map. And I got you. And if this is resonating for you, like if this is landing for you, if you feel something right now, subscribe to this channel, because this channel is built, it is designed, it is intended to help you with all of these things that involve transforming and becoming who you truly are meant to be. And YouTube will always put this in your algorithm so that way you can stay aligned. Now let's go on this journey together. Walk with me. So I'm going to go over 3 points that's going to open your mind and your body to receiving this message, so that way you can become more aware of it, and awareness is going to cause you to take action. So the first thing is, not only did you learn what normal feels like as a child, but your body was also learning with you. When you're little, you might not be paying attention to everything, but your body is paying attention to everything that's going on around you, not just what people tell you. So what you saw growing up in your house, what you felt going on in your house, what the people around you in their own realities, what they were going through. And that becomes your body's idea of what life is supposed to be like. You pretty much soak this up at a very young age. Okay. Once you hit maybe 5, 6 or 7, that's when things really start to become an imprint. So if you grew up around stress, struggle, survival, your body didn't say this is bad. It said this is just how life is, because that's all you knew. That's all you saw. So whatever was most consistent in your home when it comes to your family, the situations, and the environment, all of that became your normal. It did. And you really don't have any control over this. And in some cases, this ends up being the worst thing, because, kids go through some really tough times growing up, and no one thinks about the kids. It's just, it's all about the parents' perspective of it, and not really the child's perspective of things. Not too many people have the child's consideration on what they're learning, what they're growing up in, and how it's shaping them, or how it will shape them, and how that's going to be the outcome. And then a lot of the times after the fact, no one thinks about it then. Like, the inner child is still present in us, okay? And it definitely shows up in our everyday life, decisions, choices, and everything like that. But we're veering off track. Let's get back over here. But your body just absorbed everything like a sponge. Like it was just soaking up whatever it could, because that's how we grow. That's how we learn as kids. And you couldn't do anything about it. So it became your reality too. So growing up, like I had to watch my mom make ends meet and struggle financially to raise 2 children on her own. And on top of that, I don't even think my mom had space to like really go after her dreams and things like that because of that. And so I absorbed those things. Like it was all I saw, it was all I knew. My body took that as this is what life is, and this is how you grow up and proceed into the world. You know what I mean? Like it became a natural thing. So like struggling didn't feel like something to run away from. Even though my mind ran away from it, my body didn't. And it just felt like something I had to get used to, something I had to learn to maneuver through. Instead of it feeling like something I needed to overcome or something that I won't say unlearn, but relearn in a new aspect. You following me? I think you are. So now I want to share with you the things that you have learned without being taught. Now, a lot of things that drive us wasn't really taught out loud, but more so it was picked up like silently. Like you just inhabited these habits, like staying in a child's place. Like that's a common thing that, kids are taught. Like you shouldn't speak out of turn. You should not be in grown folks' business. These things like usually come from people who we love, our mom, dad, uncles, aunts, older cousins, and their friends that are adults and things like that. But little do they know what they are instilling, or what our body hears is that it's not safe to speak up. And if we do speak up, we will be reprimanded. We will get our own feelings hurt. We might hurt someone else's feelings. There's so many different reasons. And that like puts your voice in this little box, and that box is like kicked to the back of the room, and it gets covered up by other things that get piled up into that room. Trauma. But your body learns to stay quiet. Your body learns that it's safer if we don't say anything at all. And in fact, 80% of the time, that is an accurate speak up. Like before you can even make the choice, your body already made the choice. Your body already recognized the pattern and recognized the situation that you were in, and it chose to be quiet. And that's not weakness. It is not weakness, okay? I want to tell you this now. This is just a result of staying small and quiet for so long that it became normal. And this is an honest question. Like, think about it. Have you ever had something important to say and you felt your body shut down before you can even say something about it? It was a never mind, or oh, I'm okay, or no, everything's fine. And you assume that if you did speak up that things will go bad. And in some cases we find ourselves in situations where we're with people or around people who will be aggressive if you do speak up, and that makes you not want to speak up even more. And in some cases it's people who will probably understand and be okay with you speaking up, but you just don't. That's not a part of your personality. It has nothing to do with your personality, okay? That's your body just doing what it learned to do a long time ago when you were a child. It's just learned behavior. And that learned behavior in your nervous system, it just feels safe. It feels like this is going to protect me. This is going to keep me safe. And in some cases, like I said, it can. And in most cases, it probably won't. And this is very familiar with me because I grew up not saying anything at all. Like, guys, so many situations where I did not speak up about things. Quiet. I'm okay. I'm fine. Or I just don't even flinch about the situation because I don't even want to get into it, because I feel like opening up and talking about it was not safe. It was like a red flag for myself to do something like that. And work, relationships, situations, friendships, like in so many different parts of my life, it showed up, and I've been able to analyze my past to actually see where I decided not to speak up, the feelings I had, and how it ended up returning back to me in some way. And I've seen in some research that in women, not sure how the statistics work for men, but I've seen in women how not speaking up can cause autoimmune disease, or not necessarily just not speaking up, but not expressing your feelings, suppressing anger, suppressing sadness. And I feel like that all has to do with just not speaking up, feeling like you have to be quiet, feeling like you just have to take whatever is handed to you. And if you're a woman in this room with me right now, We're not doing that. We're not doing that, guys. We can't. We can't do that to ourselves. And even my gentlemen, if you're in this room, you're not doing that, sir. It's not happening, okay? You can't. You can't do that to yourself. You cannot be quiet anymore. You don't have to stay in a child's place anymore. You know that, right? Now, the last thing I want to get into is why knowing better isn't enough. And this is accountability for me and you. And you and me. This is why you can know your worth and still accept less. Why you know more, but you still stay stuck. Why you can say all the right things and your life still does not move. And people do this all the time. All the time. They want better, but they don't do better. Knowing something in your head and in your body and actually believing it, that's two different things, okay? Because you can know something, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you believe in it. Your body doesn't change just because it knows something new. It changes when it gets new experiences, new opportunities to practice, a new feeling of safety, like reconditioning your nervous system and body to say, no, this is what safe feels like, and having new proof that life can work differently despite what you've ever been shown. But I'm gonna be so honest with you, that takes time and it takes real work. Real work, not just saying it and knowing it, but it actually takes you consistently trying over and over and over again until it lands, until your nervous system says, okay, this is the new safe. And I'll always revert back to learning how to tie your shoe. Everyone that I know knows how to tie their shoe. You didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, I know how to tie my shoe. Someone showed you how to tie your shoe. You gave it a go. It maybe didn't work. Some people get it on the first try, okay? I'm going to say that. Some people get it on the first try. Some people get it on the second try. But you practice until you knew how to tie your shoe. And I'm pretty sure the person I'm talking to right now in front of me, you know how to tie your shoe, right? Yes. Okay then, do the work. No excuses. You want this life. You don't want to be in this space no more. You have to do the work, because nobody's going to come in and do the work for you, and you're not going to wake up and be there tomorrow. I'm just going to have to tell you, you're not. And I'm saying this to myself because I thought one day I was just going to wake up and be that girl. I woke up still that girl. And now, because I did the work and I'm still doing the work, I'm this girl. How you doing? You're not stuck because something is wrong with you. You're stuck because your body is still using rules that it learned when you were a small child. It's trying to keep you safe still. And let me tell you, those rules made sense then. They made sense then to get you all the way until adulthood and out of that situation, but I bet it don't make sense now, do it? And that's what we're here to change, okay? Brick by brick. I got you. The things that I have learned that weren't directly taught to me, like instability and financial scarcity and making ends meet and staying in a child's place. My body learned that this is safe. And my default setting was a struggle, scarcity, quiet, people-pleasing setting. Having more felt unfamiliar to me. Speaking up felt unfamiliar to me. Choosing me first, that felt unfamiliar to me. And it wasn't because I didn't deserve it. That's just because my body learned that this is normal. This is what is going to keep you safe and protected. And it didn't. And you know, the body can be retrained. The mind can be retrained. You can learn new things still. And this is what, I'm sorry, y'all, I just got to complain a little bit. I don't complain much, but I'm going to complain. I'm getting this one out. And it's the people who are so consumed in their negative life and in their misery and that in their despair. And when you give them something like this, they're like, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, like, how am I gonna? Oh, I can't. Oh. And they don't think that they can learn new things, that they can try new things. You know what it is? They just don't want to put in the work. A lot of people don't want to put in the work. And I really wish people would just be honest and say, hey, I'm okay with living this miserable life because I don't want to do anything different. I don't want to try. I don't want to learn this new method. I don't want to try this new method. And I'm too confined into this box I'm in. I don't want to step outside of it. And I would be like, okay, look, I respect you for that. versus and I'm sorry y'all, but I just don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it because I was one of those people, and now that I'm not like like here I am, and you could do it too. Just take your foot out your mouth. Okay, let me stop yelling, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me calm down. I'm gonna calm down. I just had to get that one out because I be reading these comments and other people's videos sometimes. And it be videos that help me that I be like, oh, wow, you just changed my perspective. Like you just switched the game up for me a little bit, because I was open to them switching the game up for me and having me think a little bit differently. And I feel like everything is not a shoe fits all. It's like take what you need, leave what you don't. And I be reading these comments about people projecting their miseries and their downfalls and not thinking bigger and expanding themselves to be like, okay, let me look at it in a different way. If I keep thinking negatively about it and that's all I choose, why don't I just think positively about it, or find something to focus on that doesn't make me feel bad? Like, I don't know, they just don't get it, but I know you get it because you're here still. And since you're still here, again, I'm gonna remind you to stay in alignment. All right, you need to create your environment and curate it to where you're being fed things that are going to help you. Subscribe to the channel. I have this broken down in playlists where we talk about your mind, your identity, your past, your environment, and your actions. Okay? I got you, friend. Now I just want to say, none of this is your fault. Okay, it is not your fault. You didn't choose any of it. This was something that you were born into, and you had to learn how to navigate and maneuver through not only your family dynamics, but life in this world once you became an adult. And even as a teenager too, as a young child, as a teenager, and an adult. Okay, we're clocking all of it. But what matters right now, in this moment, while we're right here together, is that now you can see it and you can recognize it. And that's going to change everything, because you can only change what you can see. And I'm going to be honest with you, knowing where it comes from is only the start, because this is not the finish line. We got a ways to go, but we're going to embrace the journey. Because a lot of people learn about these things and again, made excuses to stay exactly where they are. So I need you to understand your past explains how you got here, but it does not dictate where you go. So doing the work, that's on you. That's on you. Now, you know, we got homework to do. Me and you. I need you to think of one thing you do automatically when life gets hard. In a moment of transparency, I'll tell you guys, a runner, a track star, like, get me out of here. And I know who I've learned that from. My daddy. When shit get hot, he will get out the spot. I'm telling y'all. And I watched him do that growing up in my life. And guess who started doing the same thing? Me. And I'm no longer a track star. I like walking. Okay. I walk my ass up out of these spaces gracefully with a little switch in the hips. Because yeah, I am fast. I am. To the old heads and the old ladies. Yeah, I am fast. And you probably was too. This is a funny video. I enjoyed this one, y'all. I hope y'all did too, for sure. But anyways, back to the homework, because we're serious. What's like that one reaction, that one habit, that one thought, that one feeling, that whatever it is that you do to protect yourself from the turmoil? But what's that thing that ends up not, like, I want you to think about the thing that you do but ends up being a reflection of what you've learned in life that doesn't serve you. And I need you to just think about one thing, just one. That's all I'm asking of you, is just one. And I need you to figure out where you learned that from. Who, what, where, what situation did you learn this from? Where did you inhabit this behavior? And we're not calling it out because we need to fix it today. It's okay not to fix it today. I mean, if you get into a wormhole, that's okay. You know, do that. But we're not beating ourselves up, and we're not going to work overtime. These things need to be aligned. They need to feel natural. Okay. Aligned actions. That's what we want. And that can happen. That's real. That's the real deal. Boom. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back with another one next week, And I just got to share with you that I'm proud of you, and I see you. Like, I'm glad that you're doing this. And if no one has told you I love you today, you know I do. I love you. All right. I love you for everything you are and everything that you are becoming.